Kapsabet for a very special delivery. Our guests who are sitting at the back, I think you can see them, have decided to surprise their mother with this nice Hyundai Santa Fe for her birthday. So I'm not going to spoil the broth. We're going to listen to what they have to say. And then after that, we might have to say a thing or two about the Hyundai Santa Fe.
Hi guys, my name is Josephine Valerie Marani.
And I'm Joy Esther Marani.
We are at Nandifem Hotel and Spa in Kapsabet, taking breakfast before delivering a very special birthday gift to our mom. Thanks to Imports by Cairo, led by Peter Kiir.
We've had an incredible experience with the team. The service delivery has been top-notch all the way from Nairobi to Kapsabet. I can't complain. We're hoping to surprise our mom for her 52nd birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
So there you go. So today we are driving around with Ted. It's been quite some journey from Nairobi. This is actually our second day. And Ted actually did most of the driving yesterday. And maybe he can tell us a thing or two about his experience with the vehicle. Ted, will you very curious?
Well, I think my experience with the Santa Fe, it's been good actually. The power to weight ratio is actually on point. The gear shifting changes are it's quite smooth, despite the weight of the vehicle and the height. There's so many factors put into it, but one thing we noticed actually when we were fueling, yes, we had a full tank of petrol, and we're actually driving at normal pace despite the rain, a few diversions here and there, but I really enjoyed the car. And of course, when you go to the night driving, the headlight projection was actually quite good. I was not struggling to see during the day. Of course, during the day I don't need headlights, but also at night. Remember, again, it was raining. Yesterday the rain was a bit, it was quite shaky. And when it comes to the fuel consumption, actually I really enjoyed how it's consuming, because honestly, doing an average of 12 to about 12.7 kilometers per liter means we spent about 5,500 to 6,000 bob of fuel. And we're driving up and up, coming up through the Mao Summit. There are quite a number of steep hills, and the car's response was still good. It's as good as honestly driving on a flat tarmac. The steering capability makes the car actually feel quite light, thanks to the assistance with the powered steering wheel. And the brakes also were quite firm. Unfortunately, had a few, you cannot miss a few mad people on the road. So I also got to feel the stopping power despite the weight. It was on point.
So the engine we're running here is a 2.4 liter naturally aspirated engine. It's called the gasoline direct injection engine. You can call it a GDI. And actually, the mechanical setup that you get in this vehicle is the same thing that you'll be getting in a Kia Sorento. So how you choose to pronounce the car mostly depends on where you come from. And it also depends on how you want to say it. So some other guys will say Hyundai. There is a Hyundai. There is Hyundai, which I prefer to go with.
That's very weird. How you saying Hyundai?
I always choose to go with Hyundai. Because most of the video reviews I watch are actually from the UK, and the guys from the UK tend to use Hyundai. So I always tend to go with a Hyundai as well, and I always feel much comfortable using it too.
Let me ask, so far since you picked the car in the morning, what's your feel? What's your chemistry with the vehicle?
No, I think the Santa Fe has been one of my favorite SUVs for some time, and for different reasons. The first one is that as much as we get a naturally aspirated engine, it's not a lazy engine at that. It's actually decently powerful, because we're getting about 191 horsepower, and that is just about enough power for family driving, because this is a family vehicle. At the end of the day, you're getting a vehicle with 7 seats. It can comfortably accommodate 7 people. And there's some other guys at the back, very comfortable, enjoying the views. That is another aspect of it. And the pulling power as well, not bad at all. Per se.
Let me ask you, Because now we're going to deliver this car to Mama Joy, Mama Valerie.
Yeah.
Do you think she'll actually enjoy this unit?
Yeah, she's going to enjoy it because like for her mother, maybe like they were saying, she has a grandchild.
Yeah.
I think ni moja. But of course, wanakuanga wengi. Some others will come.
Yeah.
And, the fact that the vehicle has 7 seats, it's going to be a plus.
Yes.
Then again, the way it looks and the way it drives, it's not like too aggressive or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
So she should be fine with it. And it's something that I'd recommend to someone else who's maybe looking for a family SUV.
Yes.
And you have about 3.35 million shillings to import, or about 3.5 million shillings to get one locally.
Yes.
It's something that makes a lot of sense, because for a vehicle like this one, for like that price range, you'll be getting some other options as well.
Yes.
I mean, you can be looking at the Toyota RAV4,
The Vanguards.
yeah, although you cannot import a Vanguard.
Oh yeah, but they're out of production.
Yeah, ended in 2013. But then if you were to go into it, the specs that you'd be getting in a RAV4 are sort of different from what you're going to get here.
Yeah, okay.
Because we have leather seats, they're very comfortable. The front seats are heated.
Yes.
We have a panoramic sunroof that goes all the way to the back.
Yeah.
Those are some of the luxuries that you're going to be looking at, and are not things that should be taken for granted. Yeah.
Let me ask you, since this car is 4-wheel drive, clearly there are no knobs here, not to engage the 4-wheel drive option. So that means 4-wheel drive is engaged full time, or does it respond immediately? It senses that here there's a rough patch.
I think what they did is that it's a 4-wheel drive.
Yes.
But then it is front wheel biased, because a vehicle like this one is not made for the kind of things you're going to see people doing with the Prados and all those other cars. So it's sort of biased. Most of the power goes to the front, but then there is a central diff lock button, actually this other side.
Yeah.
So if you're driving and things get bad, you can actually engage it so that you can gain more traction and maybe get yourself out of trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your feel with the steering wheel? Like, are you comfortable? Do you feel it's a bit too bulky?
There is one part about it. Maybe because it has this cover. Yeah, there is this cover that is made of leather and Alcantara. Yeah, some trimming. I think it's making it sort of bulky. But if I was to remove it, I think it would be much better. And the way the steering response is decent as well.
Yeah.
Because I think you're driving on Eco or depending on whether you're using Eco or Comfort mode.
Yeah.
The steering wheel is much forgiving and comfortable. So you're not going to get exhausted doing long distances.
I think honestly this car is actually good for long distance. It's actually very comfortable, because by the time I was getting to Kapsabet yesterday, okay, despite the exhaustion that we had, we just come from Mombasa, but if I was doing a normal trip from Nairobi to Kapsabet, I don't think I didn't feel actually the strain, because the car is actually very easy to drive. Everything is actually near you, be it the rear wipers, front wipers. And another thing I noticed with this vehicle, when it's raining, it also ejects. There are some what do you call them? Pipes at the headlights. Yeah, pipes at the headlights. It actually cleans them after a while whenever you project the washer fluid on the windscreen, which was actually quite good and made driving easy yesterday.
Again, we have to speak about the looks. It's not a bad looking car. There are cars that you look at and you see that this one was made specifically for a certain gender.
Yes.
Not going to mention the gender. Yeah. But there are cars that you look at and you feel, no, I can't do that. But the Santa Fe, I think there is some kind of a balance. So it's not a bad looking car. Then there is the bit where the ground clearance is not bad as well.
Yes. Considering we have 7 people.
Yeah, and we have not come across some bad roads, but maybe we might come across one.
Yeah.
But even when we do, I'm sure that the vehicle is going to be capable of handling itself. Yeah, so that we don't have to worry about.
Actually, even yesterday, just after you leave, even getting into Nakuru, those several bumps.
Yes.
We were 7 of us in the car, and there's also our luggage. But the car was actually able to, jump off the bumps quite
around it.
easily and comfortably.
Yeah, like you're doing right now.
Yes, there you go. I think the scenery here is actually quite beautiful. Very beautiful. And we start to be corrected. This might actually be the first Santa Fe
In Kapsabet.
in Kapsabet.
So at Kapsabet, if you're watching the video and you see the Santa Fe around, sure to let us know how it's doing over time. Yeah, and be nice to it.
Let's talk about maintenance. The maintenance of a Santa Fe. Hyundai's, guys, people tend to fear, Hyundai. But personally I believe in, this Hyundai is just like any other car. If you decide to neglect the unit, it will also, disappoint you. Regular servicing, being one-in-one emotionally with the car, understanding and listening to various noises is very important. Otherwise, you'll always be stuck each and every single part you go. So I think on my end, when it comes to maintenance of a car, it's pretty standard for a normal SUV.
Then another thing that guys have to know is that Kias have been around for quite some time. I think when you're in traffic in Nairobi, you tend to see a lot of Kias.
Yes.
Especially the Sorrentos, because they are family vehicles.
Yes.
And the mechanical composition of this vehicle and the Kia Sorento is actually the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
If you're getting a Kia Sorento, you're getting the same engine,
Yes.
the same gearbox, and even the same power output.
Yes.
So there are parts that can actually be shared across.
They intermarry.
Yeah, it actually happens. The way Volkswagen does with Audi.
Yes.
And those other brands that they tend to own. So that is something that you have to note, because and again, if someone is stuck between getting a Kia Sorento or a Hyundai Santa Fe, you need to know that you're getting a pretty much the same thing when it comes to the mechanical aspect of it, except when it comes to the looks, because they have to be different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it won't make sense if zilikuwa zinafanana. So maybe someone is wondering about the fuel consumption. Yeah, the bomb out to mafuta.
So just like I said earlier in the video, we topped up the car with about 14,000 worth of fuel from Nairobi, and by the time we were getting to Kapsabet, we were slightly above half a tank. And when we were driving up, I was actually quite keen on the average consumption. According to the computer, it's telling me we're doing an average of at least 12.7 kilometers per liter, which I found is quite reasonable.
Quite decent for a big vehicle, and considering the weight that we have.
Yeah. Actually, those averages, you get them in saloons.
Yeah.
I was honestly expecting maybe even 8 kilometers per liter, even 7.
Yeah. So that is very decent, and considering the weight again that we have, and kuna parts ilikuwa inabidi tukimbie. That is decent.
Yeah. And the number of hills we've actually climbed.
Alafu penye bei ya mafuta imefika
170, 179. Hey, it's no joke. I think this car, the fuel tank, it's about 81 more.
I think it should be around
81 liters. So it has quite a huge tank, and you're guaranteed to get from point A to point B without really having to stop to refuel.
Yeah. So what should be your verdict about the Santa Fe?
For me, honestly, I'd say that the Santa Fe is an all-rounded vehicle. You can get both the family aspect out of it, and if you're a young guy like me, maybe trying to make your way through life, I can easily drop the back seats and still carry load, regardless of where I'm going.
Na watoto
kama sita. Hey, although nasemanga hapo kwa watoto 6 kids is where I draw the line, but honestly, it's a lovely car, and I really hope Valerie and Mama Joy should love the unit, and of course, they can always reach out in case they have any troubles, and that's a beauty with Imports by Cairo, because we also try and take care of our clients even after the sale, and regardless of anything that they need, We'll be there. We're just a call away. Yeah.
Be able to sort it.
Mm.
So on my side, I think that the first thing that matters for this vehicle will be practicality. Looking for a family vehicle. If you have 3 kids or 4 now, never know what will happen tomorrow. There is a room for improvement or readjustment. There is that. It's practical. Then the way it drives, it's comfortable. It's decently powered. It has a off-road capability.
Yes.
And those are some of the things that you're going to be looking at when you're getting a family SUV.
Yes.
So in terms of the price again, importing one from 2015 should cost around 3.35 million shillings.
Yeah.
And if you were to buy one locally, you'll be looking at about 3.5, 3.6 million shillings. So that is our video about the Santa Fe. And I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you again next time. Cheers.
So let me care for you. Every day I thank the Lord for allowing someone special like you to be my guiding light in life. Birthday blessings to you, Mom. Wow. Funga macho kidogo. Nifunga kidogo. I hope uoni. Acha analia, mnaona
important day on the calendar of St. Elizabeth Girls Secondary. We thank each and every one of you who have participated here. We thank our fellow sisters who bought our madam this very beautiful car. Madam, we are very, very grateful. We hope that in the coming future we'll also buy our parents the same. And for all of us here, I hope you have learned a very good lesson. We have learned that everything is possible. The sky is not the limit. And I believe it can be done, and it has been done. So thank you on the behalf of everyone who gave this car to Madam.
Nice, that was nice.
God, awesome. Amazing. It will go to your homes when you're bereaved. It will go to your homes when you're sick. It will go places. It is going to serve the school community. God bless you.
I'd like to thank you, our clients, for trusting in us. And for any inquiries, any questions you need to ask, feel free to DM us, feel free to talk to us. You can also visit us in our offices at the Diamond Plaza II in Parklands, 4th Avenue. So for any inquiries, you want to deliver a car like today to your mom, to your dad, to anyone, call us and we'll reach out to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We love you.
We love you.
God bless you.
Thank you for trusting.